With the summer quickly approaching, I think it's important that we talk about summer baseball. Should you play, train, or a combination of both? There's pros and cons to all three of these. Let's break them down one by one, starting with playing summer baseball. The primary pro of playing summer baseball is it's an opportunity for in-game experiences. This is especially valuable for guys that didn't get a lot of innings during the spring due to injury or just because of where they stood on the depth chart. It's also a good opportunity for guys that are going to have a chance to play in a competitive college league like the Cape Cod League, the Northwoods, or something similar for scouting purposes for the next year or the following year. It's also just a fun experience in some cases to play summer baseball with your buddies and to go to a different place around the country. Some of the cons of playing summer baseball is you're potentially not going to be getting better at your weaknesses because you're in an in-season mode still and you're not really giving yourself enough opportunity to really hone in on what you need to improve on. Another thing is throwing too many innings. So if you've already been throwing a lot in the spring, you threw in the fall, or you played in the winter, now throwing again during the summer is just really increasing that workload. So depending on your age and your situation, this could be an issue of throwing too much. And then, of course, showcasing to colleges or scouts before you are ready, especially if you're a high schooler trying to get to the next level, you want to make sure that you are showcasing a product worth advertising. So what that means is before you're showing yourself to schools or to teams, you want to make sure that you actually are at that criteria of where you need to be. And this might require you to step away from games for a little bit and to really hone in on your skills for a couple months. Option number 2 is to only train. The main pro of this is it gives you an opportunity to really work on your weaknesses and to develop your skills. Number 2, if you threw a lot during the spring or you're coming off of an injury, it provides an opportunity for you to make sure that you're fully recovering and you're taking care of your body. The obvious con is you're not getting that in-game experience and you're not able to test those skills against batters. But I would say because you are in this mode where you need to develop and you need to train, you're not ready to showcase that against other hitters at this moment. So you really need to hone in on building up the skill. And then come the fall, you'll be able to test it against hitters. So this isn't, an indefinite thing to where you're not facing batters, you're not in game situations. It's just an opportunity for you to step away from the game scenario for a little bit to really focus on developing your skills before testing it against batters. And number 3 is to play and train. So the obvious pro of this is you're able to work on your skills while also testing it against live batters. The cons of this is you could potentially be overtraining. So if I'm really working on developing a pitch or I'm trying to increase my velocity, but I'm also playing in games, there's a chance that I'm going to be doing too much and I'm not going to be fully recovering and the body is going to break down. The second potential con is you're not really getting better at a skill or in-game experience because your time is split. So if you are optimizing recovery and making sure that you're prepared for the games, you're not necessarily going to be able to spend as much time on the skill development as you would like. So there's just kind of that 50-50 mix to where you're not really getting a lot better at one or the other. Okay, so for my opinion on this overall and what the best option is, I think you really have to ask yourself, do I need to make substantial progress to get to the next level, whether that's college baseball or professional baseball? And if that's the case, you probably should spend this time training. There's value in getting in-game reps, but it doesn't matter if you're simply just not good enough. Not to mention, if you're a college player, the summer is the only time you have to yourself where you can do what you want. Because around the clock the rest of the year, you are with your school other than maybe a couple weeks here and there for breaks. So you really want to make sure that you're taking advantage of this time away from the team setting to really hone in on whatever skill development needs to take place. For high school kids, I can understand a little bit more playing summer baseball, but once again, you have to ask yourself, what is the missing link for you to get to the next level? And if you are going to play summer baseball as a high school student, I would make sure that you're taking the fall and winter off to make sure that you're training and you're also having an opportunity to shut down and get away from an in-game setting. There isn't a perfect answer, but you have to ask yourself, what is it going to do to help you get to where you want to go? What is that missing link? What do you need to do right now to take that next step in your career? Before I let you go, I want to remind you about my summer training program in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's going to be taking place for 10 weeks from May 27th to August 3rd, and this is going to be for high school and college pitchers. This is going to be a really hands-on approach to development, whether you need to increase your velocity, improve your mechanics, get stronger, improve a pitch, or command. This is going to be an all-encompassing training program that's going to hopefully take you to the next level and take that next step in your career. Up until May 1st, I am running an early bird pricing special of $1,200. After that, it's going to increase to $1,500. So you want to make sure you jump on this. I do have limited spots just because of the time availability, so make sure you jump on this before May 1st.